Change of plans today because the weather's been so good. I figured I'd take the day, or maybe just half the day, who knows, and get this done. Now, I talk about property building and maintenance and stuff a lot, but whew, it's hot. Even though it's probably about zero, it's hard work. Now I'm not using a machine right now because I don't have the finesse to kind of do it, and it costs a lot of money to have a machine in. So a lot of the times you got to do the work yourself, and you'll save yourself a pile of cash. Maybe not a lot of time, but I've got a little bit more time than money for this kind of thing. So because you can do it by hand. Some things you can't. Some things you have to get a machine in for. It's really just not going to be worth your time. So anyways, the thing that's happening right now for today, and I thought I'd explain it in case any of you are interested in this kind of thing. Let's center this a bit better. And the idea is here that the gravel that I've got in, which is called road base. Let's go take a look at this stuff. So it's a mixture of, you know, larger pieces, smaller pieces, and sort of some fine stuff. But when you tamp it down, sometimes based on the way that you rake it, it can be, say, let's see, so something like this that looks pretty good, you know, there's a good mixture in there, to say something that looks a little bit more just a lot of rocks. See here, not a lot of fine gravel in there, compared to, say, that spot. Okay, so because what I'm going to be doing after this process is tamping it down super hard, which is essentially the way the arena was made. A lot of what's called road base, that gravel. You guys are going here, right there. Gravel, and then you grade, level, and all that kind of stuff, and then roll the crap out of it, essentially, which I hopefully will be doing this week. It's exciting. It's really getting done. But anyways, what happens is the stuff that I've got here, geez, I pick you guys back up again. The stuff that I've got coming in here, which is warming up, but it's super fine. It's almost like sand, but it's not. You can see there's some little bits of gravel in there as well. It's a lot rougher. Some people, I've heard that some people use this as their footing for their arenas and stuff. I don't think I would, only because I know it's going to pack down over time, and then you'll just have a hard pack arena, I think. You know, unless you had something in there that would break it up, like pieces of rubber or organics, like some types of sawdust or something, I've heard. But what I want this to do is I want this to fill in all those little cracks between the rocks that sort of filtered their way as you go about raking stuff. The fine particulars sort of gets left behind, and just the big rocks kind of come along with the rake. And so this stuff here will fill in all that. And so when I go to roll it, it should theoretically look kind of like concrete. And then on top of that will go just some washed sand. It's not a very big area, so it shouldn't be that bad. But today I got to do this. The weather's just way too nice to not get this done. The water's out of the ground, as I was saying. We've had a few days of good weather. It's cold now, and so it makes it actually really good weather to be working in, because you get really hot. But with the water out of the ground's not going to be moving and bubbling around a little. And the big trucks, the trucks that are going to make, they're going to make tracks. You know, when they come in, they're heavy. These things are, you know, I'd pack this down pretty hard, but you can still see the impression of the tires there and there. And there was just in the center there where this area got sort of manhandled the most. He pushed it down a bit. I put a little bit more gravel in before he came, but you know, you don't want that. You're hoping not for that, but sometimes it's hard to get away from it when you're obviously when you're building on top of dirt. Now, if I'd done it, say, a week ago or 2 weeks ago even, when the rain was really bad, then he probably would have dug some really deep ruts And essentially that doesn't just make a hole in the ground, it actually pushes the stuff from the sides up. So if you go to scrape off the top gravel, you get to dirt. So it squishes down the mud comes up, and that layer of gravel stays down there, but the layer of gravel up higher is very thin in the end. So we don't want that, but it's best to do it when it's dry. Summertime's a great time to do this stuff. Anyways, I've talked too much. I'm going to get on with this. Hopefully the next scene I show you guys, this will be relatively level. Probably a few hours worth of work. Good exercise, so we might be able to still get to some more stuff. Might make it a separate video. This might just be updates and property maintenance. So let's get to it. I'll get to it. I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, I'm getting along here, and look at the forest. Oh, come on, Linz. Look at that. If we can just get there. This is my view today. It's just, it's incredible. The forest is defrosting, and anyways, that's not what I came on. As I've mentioned before, this place holds a particular amount of condensate. I don't even know if it's going to show up. Let's see. Probably can't see it. Anyways, a lot of condensation, and it practically is raining in here. Let's see if I can see all these what look like holes. They're droplets of water coming down. Whew, look at that. Anyways, I don't know if you guys have seen the Japanese cartoon called Totoro, but I have many times. When I was in Japan, I watched it over and over again, and the funniest scene ever is when the main character, he's amazed by condensation that falls from up high and hits his umbrella, and then anyway, I won't tell you, it's just hilarious. You got to watch it. It's called Totoro. I'll put a link in the description if you guys are interested. But I did this, I accidentally tapped to the side. See how wet it is? Anyways, I accidentally tapped the side, like just barely, so oh, look at my camera. Oh no. Well, anyways, camera's all wet. Oh well. Okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. I gotta clean the lens. Well, we are getting on in the day. Close the gate. So, sun's all the way over there now. It has been a busy day. A very good day though. Look at these two brown horses. Light brown, chestnut. Just chilling out. Everybody's pretty quiet. Taking care of horses while I work. I thought I would bring you guys back with me to the back arena and also the paddock that I was talking about earlier. But the arena, she's glowing. And the beautiful sunset we've got going on. You know, I look forward to summer because the sun goes down so early here. This part of the world. Be dark by 5:30 or something like that. Pretty dark. Maybe not completely dark. I'm gonna hopefully harrow the arena one more time, especially since I had a truck come through here, make some pretty flat areas. If it were to rain, this is exactly where the water would go. Otherwise it would just sink down. The other thing about, as I said before, whoa, Mr. Speedy Pants. The other thing about it is when it's fluffed up, it dries out faster. Okay, so first up, let's take a look at this paddock. Hey Luke, what's going on, buddy? So I haven't touched this one yet. It's pretty clean overall. This one's been rebuilt a little. Thought I'd talk about it real quick. First, all the potholes have been filled in. It's all leveled and slightly graded a bit this way, and I put all these mats here because I can't stress this enough. When you go to rebuild a paddock and you put down fresh material, and even if you were to tamp it, it takes a little while for gravity, Mother Nature, whatever you want to call it, to really, you know, get that gravel to stick together and be hard. And so the best way we have found to do this is to lay mats on it, and then the horses step and squish it down, and over time it just turns real hard. Now I didn't have enough mats, so way over there I've just put a whole bunch of pieces of logs, and hopefully the horses won't wreck that area, because it's kind of newish, which means it'll churn up easily, kind of like this area. But with any luck they won't mess it up too much. So that's done for now, ready for a horse. I got to add some material to here, which is no problem because I ordered an awful lot and I don't think I needed nearly this much, but this is getting done. A lot of work, as expected. I spent a few hours working on this, and so everywhere is now covered. So there's a nice thin layer that's going in to the gravel that will allow me, when I go to tamp this down with a proper machine, you know, it'll tamp down really, really well. But unfortunately, all of this has to be taken out. Just too much material. I had no idea. Quick tip: sometimes when you want to get gravel and it's the rainy season, or it's a wet season, or whatever, it's been raining, you'll get a load of gravel, but some of it will be water because the stuff is obviously stored outdoors. And when they go to put it into the truck, they bring in whatever water it's holding. And so you end up paying for gravel and water. But for some reason, this stuff was brought in super dry. I don't know if it is for some reason, because I actually made a point to do this job when it's not been raining for a few days. But this amount of dry, usually reserved for the summertime. I mean, it's super dry. So there's too much. So I got to take a bunch out, which works well because I got to fill this in a bit better. And then the forest paddock over there needs a little bit of work. Okay, I've talked enough. What's up, man? You got something to say? Something to sniff? Don't breathe on. What's going on, Luke? I'll put Piggy beside you in half an hour. Hey. He's a good boy, but he's very playful with her. And I don't know if I've got it. Have I got it? No, that's not it. It's over here. There. Oh, maybe. Yeah. Turns into a llama. Yeah, a little bit too goofy with Piggy, so I'll put him or her into the other paddock, probably him, and then I'll fix this paddock, and then she can go in one or the other, and then I can work on that one. So musical chairs, musical paddocks. So okay, we're gonna leave it at that. Man, I have talked nothing but maintenance. I know this is definitely not going to be interesting to some people, but to the few of you out there that are looking to have your own place or build your own stuff or manage a place or help a friend manage a place, hopefully this information is interesting and useful, and I don't know, has purpose. It does for me. I mean, every single day, and everybody that I know that I talk to is their own place. These kinds of things are a struggle. You're always trying to work out what's the best way to do things, the cheapest way, the most efficient way, what happens when you have to do it again, things like that. So okay, I'm gonna get on with that over there, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, definitely. This will probably look a little different. It's almost done. I'm excited. All right, see you guys tomorrow.